Good morning. Welcome to another Sunday in lockdown. We're believing God that nothing will be held back. Everything will, all the blessings that God has for you, you will get whether you are in the building or not. Now this morning, I've titled my message, The Reset Button. The Reset Button. Because over the last few weeks and probably stretching into a couple of months that we've had this corona virus pandemic, we've seen so many things about our lives, about our churches, about our society, about our government, that urgently need to be reset. The COVID virus has exposed some of our weaknesses and some of the areas where we can do a lot better. So I'm talking about resetting today. But I want to start in what some may think is an unusual place. I'm starting today in Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1. Let me just put it in context for you. In Paul's writings, most of the time, at the beginning of his letter, he would introduce himself as Paul the Apostle. Paul the Apostle. At some point, it seems Paul was promoted from being an apostle to being a bond servant. That was far more important to Paul than the title of apostle. But here in Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 1, Paul says, and I quote him, "I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called." Let me put it another way. I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to reset your buttons, to reset your life. Because at every point in time, it is important for us to reset our lives. Now, why did Paul call himself a prisoner? Most people are unwilling to be prisoners. Most people are unwilling to be prisoners. And if the truth be told, Christ didn't come to imprison Paul. Christ didn't imprison Paul. On the contrary, Christ gave him his liberty. Christ came to set him free. In Galatians chapter 5 and verse 1, the Bible encourages us and says, "Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty by which Christ has made us free." Stand fast in the liberty by which Christ has made us free. And be not entangled again with a yoke of bondage. So Jesus Christ doesn't imprison. And so what was Paul talking about when he said, "I'm a prisoner of Christ"? Surely he was not saying that Christ had imprisoned him. Let me take another scripture before I go back to that sense. Galatians chapter 2 and verse 4. Galatians 2:4. "And this occurred because of false brethren secretly brought in, who came in by stealth to spy out our liberty, which we have in Christ Jesus, that they might bring us into bondage." So people were set loose in the church who came by stealth. In other words, they came probably looking like angels of light, but their mission was to take our liberty and bring us back into bondage. And an example that comes to mind is amongst these same Galatians, people had come and told them that, yes, we know you believe in Christ, you're following Paul's teachings, but you still have to be circumcised before you can really fully and truly be a Christian. That was to take away from them the liberty with which Christ had made them free. So what am I saying today? Paul called himself a prisoner. He hadn't been imprisoned by Christ because Christ's mission is to set us free. So what did he mean by calling himself a prisoner? He was saying that he has imprisoned himself. He has constrained himself. He has constrained himself to walk like a prisoner. He has constrained himself by constraining his habits, by constraining his desires, by constraining his character. He has constrained himself willingly so that he can become more and more like Jesus. That's what Paul was saying. And at this time, when we have this pandemic that has the potential to kill, I know there are people that are more vulnerable than others, but it's a pandemic that has the potential to kill. It has already killed going on 400,000 people across the globe. So where, on the one hand, we're thinking about the damage that it is causing, on the other hand, we need to reset our lives so that we are better able to meet all the demands that God places on us so that we can overcome it and overcome the problems it has brought with it. We need to be able to constrain ourselves. And there's only one way that we can do that, and that is with the agency or the help of the Holy Spirit. Now, let me go to Romans chapter 12, verse 2. We all know this verse. It says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Let me say this. If you are going to reset, then the very first reset must be a reset in your walk or your relationship with God. That is what we must do. We must reset our walk with God. We must reset our relationship with God. That's the first place to go. If you try to reset anything else before you have reset that relationship, it will only be very tedious for you. It'll be a struggle for you. Because God intends, first, let's get ourselves right. You know, if you dropped a pebble into a lake, the ripples go outwards. And that's the way reset works. It starts on the inside, and then it touches the things that are closest to us, and then it moves on to the things that are further away. It starts with yourself, and then with your immediate family, and then with your extended family, and then with your friends. And as you reset, your capacity to reset depends on your ability to reset your own personal relationship with God. Having learned to constrain your appetites and desires, having learned to seek God for your needs and not just all your wants. So that's the first place of reset. And God has known us. He said in Romans chapter 8, verse 29, Romans 8:29, "For whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren." God wants to bring us into closer and closer alignment with him. And I really can't think of a better time when all of the busyness of modern day life has come to a standstill. You don't have to go out for meetings, although you do have to have some meetings at home. You can't go out to restaurants and all the social things that we become so used to doing. This is a good time to reset that relationship that you have with God. This is a good time to draw closer to Him. And until we do that, we're shooting breeze when it comes to being able to reset other things even in our nation. So that's our first port of call. We must let the Holy Spirit take full charge over our lives. Christ didn't imprison us, but He set us free. We choose to constrain ourselves to His will and His way. So we've talked about all the external things that are happening right now in our nation. And we know that there are so many things in our nation that need to be reset. But we have to start with ourselves. That's the first port of call. We must not be like the ostrich that buries his head in the sand and just refuses to acknowledge that there's something happening and we have a part to play in rectifying it. Neither must we keep our heads in the clouds and just look to some kind of wishful thinking, but rather let the Holy Spirit take full charge of our lives and guide us and direct us in every step that we take. Now, let me come to the next thing. After resetting yourself and bringing yourself into greater alignment with God, walking in His will and in His way. The next is family. Many people have had much time to spend with family, and I dare say that as you spend time in recent weeks at home with your children, you've enjoyed them, you've played with them, but you've also seen a few things in their behavior that need to be corrected. You might never have noticed those things but for COVID-19. But now you have. What are you going to do about correcting those things? How are you going to teach your children the ways of the Lord? How are you going to ensure that the child that keeps snapping, that keeps fighting, will learn to do things God's way? So it's given us an opportunity, not only with our children, also with older members of our family, our spouses. And I know families in which people have not talked to each other for years. That button can also be reset. We can re-establish relationships with members of our family that have been relationships with members of our family that have somehow fallen foul. So we need to reach out first to the people immediately around us. Immediate family, extended family. There are things that you just say, well, there's no way I could ever forgive that. That has to be done. And then there's our church family. We are all learning. If you had asked any of us in December 2019 whether we ever imagined we could be here, we'd all have said no. There's no way anybody, even in January this year, could have imagined that the time would come when all places of worship would be closed. But we couldn't bury our heads in the sand and just say it'll go away. We need to see where God is leading and directing us. That's why I said the first reset must be in ourselves, so that we are attuned and we can hear what the Spirit of God is saying. I dare say the church will never be quite the same again. But what what will change is the fact that we will learn to use more of the communication tools that God has given us so that we can stay in touch with one another. And when church resumes in the congregational setting, things will be different. So reset must take place in the church. And then we move on to the larger family, the family of our nation. I think that as we reset our lives, our lifestyles will change. One of the things COVID-19 has made absolutely clear is that there's a huge gap between the haves and the have-nots. So desperate is the situation of the poor in Nigeria that it would be unjustifiable for people to continue to live in the opulence in which they live without doing some of the crucial things that are necessary to uplift the poor, to change, to deliver them from their plight. One of the things that you could do with money is to create jobs. Nigeria desperately needs industry. The truth is, what has happened to the oil market is not an overnight thing. We've seen it coming, but it's here. And it's going to be a while before the price of oil goes back up. It's going to be quite a while. And as long as that is the case, money will be short. And so we've got to learn how to live with less than we've lived with in the past. That's, a change of lifestyle. I often wonder how we spend so much money on parties. I've seen parties where the champagne that flows runs into millions and millions of naira. It cannot any longer be justified when we have such abject poverty in the midst of our nation. Now, I say this to people who have made the first reset. Reset your walk with God. Because as you walk with God, your life will change. You will walk in humility. You will not be deterred by what people say, because you know that God has already spoken to you. And so I say this: God has given us gifts that make us able to do the things that He requires of us. And so take responsibility for the ministry that God has given you. And remember, ministry is not necessarily confined to the four walls of a church. As a matter of fact, there's more ministry in the marketplace than you can ever find inside the church. So let me just begin to summarize what I've been saying so far today. Cultivate humility, cultivate patience, cultivate gentleness, cultivate brotherly love, and just generally let the Holy Spirit have His way in your life. Take these times when you have more time on your hands than normal. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're not working. It's work from home, and a lot of people are learning how to work from home. But take this time to cultivate your relationship with God. Take this time to press that button first, and then the others will be pressed as the Lord directs you. Now I want us to just bow our heads and take some time to pray. Is your relationship with God where it should be? And if it isn't, just cry out to Him and say, Lord, have mercy on me this morning. I've strayed. And you know, sometimes we stray without even realizing that we have strayed. I've strayed. Have mercy on me. And help me come back. Invite the Holy Spirit. Invite the Holy Spirit to guide you. To guide you in the way that God would have you go now. Invite the Holy Spirit to tug at your heart, to bring you into that place where you can put the things of God before yourself. Heavenly Father, I pray for everyone that is connected to this broadcast right now, that is participating in this service. Father, far important than any other thing that must change, what must first change is our relationship with you. And so I'm asking today, Lord, that as you see hearts that are willing to walk in a closer relationship with you, you will bring them unto yourself in the name of Jesus Christ. Draw us all together, draw us one by one. Just draw us, Lord, back to yourself. Where in this time of fear, of panic, we come to know you and we are able to stay steadfast, trusting in you without shaking. So, Father, hear our cry, hear our petition. In the name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. Well, we'll be back again next Sunday with another service. It doesn't look as if the lockdown as far as congregational services is about to be closed. So we'll be back again soon. Stay mightily blessed, and I pray that by the time we join together again next week, you would be further and further into your relationship with Christ. I also want to say a quick hello to all the children. We've not had the opportunity to separate and do children's church, but we're working on a separate channel that we can have a church service for our younger members. So you just keep on, don't give mommy and daddy too much trouble at home, but we are going to have a service for you real soon, and that you will enjoy, that you will like. God bless you, and see you next Sunday.
Thank you for watching today's sermon. Subscribe now to get an update on when the latest sermon arrives.